Welcome to the next episode of Behind Bokbaai. This week we hosted Rallum Secondary School at a special camp made even more remarkable through our collaboration with Youth for Conservation. It was a jam-packed weekend filled with adventure and discovery.
So for the weekend, we had Rallum Secondary in collaboration with Youth for Conservation at Bokbaai.
A bird is, what a seal is, whatever. They need to be sort of explained to quite a lot of detail.
We focused a lot on connecting the kids back to nature. We focused on understanding nature and how it works.
It was a collaboration of the two organizations, which also brought amazing facilitators to help bring out the best on kids.
Tell me when the action goes, okay? One of the fishermen had called us over and told us that he'd just caught a shy shark.
Because of the bands.
Yeah, it could be.
Cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed. I am a PhD student from the University of Cape Town. I have been in and around the Y4C organization for a number of years now, but formally I've only been doing camps and working with students with Y4C over the last year. So it's quite rare for these students on these sort of camps to actually see what a shy shark looks like.
It's not okay to actively hunt sharks so that you can put it in a box so that you can play with it.
My background is primarily in freshwater fish biology, but I have an absolute love for the ocean. And also I spent 2 years working as a high school life sciences teacher.
This is an education experience. All of us here are trained.
And the fisherman was kind enough to hand us the shy shark whilst it was still alive. So we got it into a water tank. On the water tank, we filled it up with water and got the shy shark in there nice and relaxed. And then it allowed for the students to actually interact with a shark whilst on camp. And I think that's such an incredibly powerful moment because so much of what we hear and learn about sharks through the media tells us that sharks are scary and horrible and they're going to eat humans. And for these students at such a young age to get to actually see one of the main species that exists in the Cape, in these kelp forests, and it's such a sweet, beautiful, docile creature.
We would never normally go out of our way to catch a species that's a vertebrate. It has a very strong sense of what's happening. And you can imagine if someone suddenly grabbed you and put you in a box, what that would feel like. Why we did it this time, or why this has happened this time, is A, we didn't catch it, the fishermen caught it. So it was caught by them, they were going to throw it back in.
Also to demonstrate to them the importance of understanding that we don't just engage with this environment as conservationists, we don't just engage with it as students. They're also fishermen who have a strong heritage of working these waters, of exploring these waters, and of using these waters, and that they have as much right to be here as we do as conservationists or as students.
Turn the bucket sideways, you don't have to submerge it.
And that's where my passion for working with young people and educating young people about life sciences in general, but specifically about conservation and the need for us to start taking care of our environment.
Our evening began with Bevan from Nature Connect, who took the students on an insightful walk and hands-on education practical.
So we set up camera traps to try and spot any nocturnal animals or any of the shyer animals during the day. I'm going to have your input on this. Remember, we said storage is a bit of an issue. So right now, this camera trap is telling me it can take at least 600 more pictures. Oh.
2 minutes 30 seconds.
So here we have two options. So remember this spot, this is a water trough. This is going to get a lot of activity.
and the results were nothing short of amazing. In just a few clicks, nature revealed its hidden stories. Next, we led a fascinating rocky shore study.
10:30, we've got a really nice low tide, so we're going to make use of that, and then tomorrow we'll make use of the same low tide.
We're gonna further divide you guys into 3 groups. They get to learn about the environment and the very harsh and extreme conditions that these animals live under, and how they adapt into severe changes of the weather and severe changes of the tide during the day. When we speak about rock pools, we don't just speak about the rocks and the animals that you would find there, but we also speak about your tides, because it has a very direct influence on the distribution of animals. What is it? Is it an animal or plant? Huh? Plant or animal?
Animal.
Okay, that was a very tricky question. Easy. Plant. Why do you think? Okay, so they grow underwater, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so but why do you think they're important?
Yeah.
Why is that? Besides
Oh, shelter. Provide shelter.
provide shelter to animals. It's not the live animals. They're just tiny, because the bigger they are, then they would need a lot of resources, and they would get dehydrated very quickly. And we got to hold it, to get the kids to hold some of them, and I think it was amazing to see their faces light up when they were given a chance to explore on their own. There's one limpet that she managed to.
I was me though. I didn't
And then they just first have to explore on themselves. They do the self-study.
We also did some quadrats within the rocky shore, so the intertidal zone. We worked in transics for the learners and the students to understand the species that we have and how the diversity of these species are influenced by the environment they're surrounded by.
The method we're using today, we are going to be using quadrats. Now quadrats, they're pretty useful. They kind of give you a specific area that you're going to use, where you guys are going to count the species that you can find here.
And give them kits where they're gonna be able to use them to ID the animals.
Beath's rock pools were alive with little fish and snails. A beautiful reminder of nature's delicate artistry. As night fell, we guided a mesmerizing night frog walk. Under a starlit sky, the students discovered the critical role frogs play as both ecosystem participants and indicators of water quality.
Remember, even though the frogs can lay like up to hundreds of eggs, but the survival of those eggs, making it into a fully grown adult, the chances are not that much, because there's predators there, there's predation in the streams, fish eat the eggs, other bigger frogs would eat them, and other animals would eat the eggs. So that's just like what happens into turtles. You'd find that out of 100 eggs, maybe 10 would survive, or even less than that.
For them to get to learn that they actually play a very huge role in the environment.
The more frogs you get, or certain species of frogs you get in the stream, it means the stream is still healthy, and the stream is still unpolluted when it comes to chemicals. But as soon as the population of frogs dies in the stream, and as soon as it drops, it tells you there's something wrong with that water quality. So they're actually good biological indicator
of healthy rivers and healthy streams and healthy ecosystems. So we spoke about that, and we got to actually see some frogs, and they get to handle some frogs, and it was amazing how to see how delicate these creatures are.
This thing like falls from a high height.
Vienna.
Yeah,
You need to pass it. Okay, come in. You're gonna have to put your hand and then grab it. Put your hand in there and then grab it. Normally, at the start of the study, you get the kids saying, "Oh, why frogs are important?" Then they think about only maybe they're eating other insects like flies and other things, and they don't feel. Even some of them don't feel that animals like frogs are very important. But we speak about amphibians and we speak about the ecological benefits that these animals provide to nature and also to us as biological indicators. Okay, so and there's one line, so it's not like two lines. There's one solid line that goes from the mouth all the way to the back.
He's having a fun time.
He's gonna jump like that. So try and like jump this way.
Yeah, it's gonna jump at me.
How's it feel?
It feels amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, and another thing, and also for them to learn more about not just them as a species, or some of them would consider like as a filthy species, and that doesn't really play a role in the environment.
Finally, Jordan from Y4C took the kids on a beach walk and clean-up. The team came together to clear the shoreline, making a real difference in preserving our coastal environment.
Things like that trolley, you guys can put it up on the hill, so we take it just now. And
Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable adventure at Bokbaai. Stay tuned for more episodes of Behind Bokbaai as we continue to explore, learn, and celebrate the wonders of our natural world. Until next time, remember, every step in nature is a step toward a brighter future.